Lowe, who covers college football for ESPN.com, joining us on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline. Tennessee wrapping up spring a week and a half ago. What sense do you get over on the Hill, how Josh Heupel, that offensive staff, feel about where the offense is after spring, having to replace several key players, difference makers from last year's team on the offensive side?
When I talked to Josh about a week and a half ago, my takeaway from the conversation was that he feels better about the depth on the team, that they'll be able to play more players, the competition that they're going to be able to create on the practice field on both sides of the ball. I mean, remember, this is a team, too, that was way down the scholarships and probably will be again this year, especially if they get some taken away from them, or going forward, I should say, from the NCAA. But I think just overall depth, quality depth, competition on the practice field, some young talent that are going to get chances to play now when you lose guys, like a Hyatt, like a Hendon Hooker, like a Darnell Wright. And I think they also feel good about that they've scored pretty well. I mean, you probably never bat 1,000 in the transfer portal, but I think based on what they've seen at this point, they feel like they've batted pretty well with the guys that are going to be able to come in and plug in and play and be pretty good. So, no, I think there's a lot of momentum, a lot of optimism in year three that they're going to be not a team that necessarily was a flash last year, but a team that continues to build. Can they win 11 games again? Will Joe Milton be as good in big games as Hendon Hooker was? I don't know. Does he have, in fairness to Joe, guys, I mean, does he have the people around him that Hendon did? Does he have a tackle like a Darnell Wright? Does he have a Jalen Hyatt, who can separate, get behind anybody? I think their running game, and this is the other thing I take away from Josh, their ability to run the football next year, not only with the offensive line, but with the backs, the depth of their offensive backfield. I think they feel really good about that, which is saying something, because for all the numbers they put in the pass game and for all Hendon Hooker accomplished with the big plays, the staple of that offense the last few years has been their ability to run the football.
Chris, before you go, you mentioned that NCAA case. Where do you think things stand there? What might Tennessee expect out of that hearing from last week in terms of how this will finish up?
Josh, I can't speak completely for Tennessee, but just based on all the people I've talked to, they felt, Tennessee did anyway, going into that hearing, the Committee on Infractions hearing, that they were in pretty good shape. I think coming out, they feel just as well, if not better. When I say well, that they're not going to get hit with a postseason ban. And I know a lot of people had a lot of different theories on that. Was it on the table? Was it not on the table? You never really know with the Committee on Infractions. But I think based on those 2 days, Tennessee feels very well about that they're not going to get hit with a postseason ban. Will they get more scholarships taken away? Yes. I think they're going to have to pay a really hefty fine. And here's the fascinating part about that, if you want to play devil's advocate, because I know what Donnie Plowman did what she felt like she needed to do, and I think in the end it's going to work out for Tennessee. But had they just sort of taken Jeremy Pruitt aside and said, all right, we're going to pay you $4 or $5 million to go away, I think in fines and legal fees, Tennessee's going to end up paying a lot more than that when it's all said and done. Now, they're probably going to feel better about having done it the right way and turned it in and opened the books and said, hey, here's what we got, come and get us, or if, you come and look for yourselves. But I think as far as just pure dollars and cents, which I don't know that fans really care about that, Tennessee's probably going to end up paying more, again, when you combine legal fees and the fine that they're going to get from the NCAA than if they would have just settled with Jeremy Pruitt, which, by the way, the brass, Randy Boyd, Donnie Plowman, Danny White, never were willing to do.
That's okay. We're going to do things the right way at the University of Tennessee, Chris Lowe.
Hey, I'll say this, Swain. If Tennessee does, by some chance, get a postseason ban after the way they've gone, and again, I don't care where you're looking at it, what vantage point you have. If they get a postseason ban after the way they've sort of approached this and said, all right, come look, we're turning ourselves in, we found more penalties, we've hired a firm to investigate, there will never be another school ever again that will cooperate in any form or fashion with the NCAA when they have violations. And I made this analogy. In fact, when the NCAA comes to town, that school will have armed guards at the airport to keep them off campus.
I believe you on that one.
100%.
So, some might already be setting up for that in the future, just in case. Chris Lowe, ESPN.com, covering college football. Great insight on Tennessee's situation, the continuing to change college football world, especially in Boulder, Colorado. Chris, thanks for the time as always. We appreciate it and hope to talk to you again soon.
You're welcome. See you guys.